I mean, did you know there was an economic downturn? I mean, no, I don't know. It's not on the news, not on social. Really didn't know.
Oh, it's just everywhere, isn't it? It's just so, yeah. I mean, I choose not to watch the news anymore.
Yeah, no.
How ignorant that is, I'm not sure. But, I mean, I know what's going on.
Yeah,
I know who our new Prime
anyway.
Minister is.
Yes.
Our second new Prime Minister.
Exactly. I mean, look, ultimately for me, I've been saying ever since 17th of March 2020, or I think it was 21st when we went on lockdown.
Yes, yeah.
It was the week before. It's like, can we calm down? Can we calm down? Can we please calm down? I feel that's what I've been doing for the past 2 years. Like, calm down. And it's been an influx of information that is absolutely full on, and it just not helpful for the mindset, ultimately.
No.
Isn't it?
I think it's look, at the end of the day, it's happening, it's real, you know, it's not that we're being ignorant to that, it's just being more of a case of that if you focus on that, then your focus is taking away from driving the business forward, keep pushing, keep working, you know, keep doing what you're doing, because what's happening is happening. And we are a strong industry, we've said that before.
Yeah.
You know, I've said it before, I set my business up in a recession. It's not, you know, a lot of the businesses in our industry survive, and if not, they thrive. Can't say that word.
They thrive. And they do, and we're seeing a lot of businesses that are actually taking more money than ever, even more than some Christmases.
Yeah.
And why is that? Because they've recentered during the pandemic, during the closure, they've worked on what was essential.
Yeah.
They perhaps dismissed the flosses, they perhaps really looked at which are your difficult staff members, they've really looked at some structure, so it's thriving. There might be some closure around them, so suddenly they're busier with new clients, and we've seen an influx of new clients within the businesses. And I think that I was talking about this with a couple of members, was like, oh, is GAPI is the economic downturn, oh, is GAPI is this. Like, stop even thinking about that, because ultimately you're still making strong numbers, you're still profitable, you still know what your outgoings are, you still know what your ingoings are, you still know how to empower each and every one of your team, even if it's not perfect, because not every day will be. You still got it right. And if you have that language, what do the team hear? Oh, well, I'm not going to try to sell that and upsell that extra £10 treatment because
no one's got any money.
No one's got any money. Oh, they can't afford it. Oh, that's why I didn't do the target. And the more you're becoming in that wavelength of it's the economic downturn, the more the team will hear that, and they're just not going to try with the clients. So to me, that's really, really important. Yeah,
it definitely is. I mean, and it's difficult, you know, when you say, well, you've got to keep your mindset strong, and that is hard. That is hard.
Of course, because the costs are growing.
They are growing, definitely. I mean, you know, regardless of whether there is whatever is happening in the economy and prices are going up, you still need to do your price increase as well.
I know, but we saw so many things. I don't know if you, at one point it was, and I was telling him, can you stop boasting this? You know, I feel like I had a violin plea because of the economic downturn.
I mean, you don't need
I had to put my prices up because of all the costs rising. Like, the client doesn't need to know that.
No, exactly.
They know anyway.
Yeah.
So they know, you know, they know. And to me, I've always done, and I don't know if it's because I worked for corporates for so many years, but we put price increase every year 3 to 5%.
Yeah.
Every single year for the inflation anyway.
Yeah.
So as a smaller business, we feel guilty, but you should be doing that because your suppliers are doing that anyway.
Absolutely, of course. And you don't just need to do it in reflection of what's happening. You should be doing it anyway, regardless of what's happening. So I think that should still be a standard, and you shouldn't worry about it. You know, the people who come will come, and the people who need to stop coming will stop coming. But then, in replacement, you'll get different people that can spend and can afford to spend and want to spend. You might retain, or you will retain, some clients, and yes, they might change their spending habits slightly, but you'll still retain them.
For sure.
And you know, I think I was chatting with one of our clients the other day, and we were talking about, you could definitely look at implementing like a lower value or lower cost treatment so that you can service the people that can't quite afford maybe, your higher ends, but you can still put together something where they can still come and relax and enjoy and be pampered, that's still beneficial to you, still putting, bums on seats as such. So it's just re-looking again, I suppose. It's when anything happens, you just reanalyze things, isn't it? Make sure what you're doing is...
And listening to everything around you is a lot of time isn't serving you, because you are in a panic mode, and you're making decision on a whim, you're making decision far too quickly, and you're not looking at the budget perspective. But I remember the 2008 recession where... I was working for Urban Retreat. They'd opened You Are Beautiful in Kingston, Zone 6 of London. We were on the first floor of Boots. The lighting was absolutely awful, so no one knew we were there. It was such a different kind of concept. And we'd been there for, 5 months, and suddenly you had Woolworth closing down. And then next to that you had, and you could taste the recession in the air. There was an air of like, wow, this is so happening. And I remember walking to work and having, the charity shop on 342 offer. And I was like, oh my god, if the charity shop is doing 342 offer, this is, what's happening. What is happening? This is really going, how am I gonna survive, because we had hardly any data because we were just opened. We had to work really hard to kind of on a networking front. I think sometimes we think a lot of social media, but what's happening in your community, I think is mega important. So I created 3 packages, one for £35, I think it was Treat Me, one for £55, which was Spoil Me, and one for £75, which was Indulge Me. And I just really pushed that, thinking the £35 one was going to be the one that was going to be the most popular. But actually it was a £55 one, because they wanted that value for the money.
Exactly.
And it's so important to create that value, isn't it?
And I also think, thinking of it from that point of view, and we've spoken about this before in terms of, we speak about it all the time in terms of customer journey, and it's making sure that your customer journey is outstanding, which you should always be making sure of that, but now more than ever,
for sure,
you want to stand out, and you want to give that your clients that real special attention, that to make them feel, they walk through that door. I mean, I remember with our clients, they used to say all the time, I come here, it's just, I literally can just sit down in the quiet for 10 minutes.
That pause button, isn't it, for them?
Exactly. And that's what it is. It's their time. It's so special for them. So however busy you are, or every time they come in, you need it to be, whether it's for a brow tint and wax, or whether it's for a £250 facial, they need to be treated the same every time. For sure. Really indulge them, take care of them. That's what people need right now as well. And
I've just come back from a visit in a very, very busy spot. I mean, they're always busy anyway, so the structure of the managers really needed to be revisiting, and they treated me to a lovely treatment. And I came back the following day and said, look, that was spot on. The customer journey. I said, so nice to hear, because we're so busy dealing with all the stuff that we need to deal with, we're forgetting that we're actually delivering an outstanding customer journey. And that's why they're so busy, because they're constantly delivering on this amazing customer attention journey. But it's a customer journey, and I read, I think I forwarded you the article from the British Beauty Council, where they were saying that there was a survey from Amex customers, and I can't remember the percentage of it, that was saying it was a high percent, something like 60 or 70%. We'll have to find that article, but they were saying that the client is more likely at the moment to go back to a place where there's a customer loyalty program. And I thought that was so interesting, because it doesn't have to be buy 5 get 1 free by all means. It needs to be really thought of. But when you look at that customer journey, that's your USP. That's why they're coming back. And having that extra loyalty program, whether it's form of membership or whatever, is going to bring that in, isn't it?
And the bigger companies are doing that now, aren't they? I think that article mentioned Look Fantastic.
That's right.
Harrods even, or maybe it wasn't Harrods, somewhere else. But you're right. They were mentioning that as well, and that's it. That's what they want. That they want that value for money, but equally, if the whole journey is right, that is value for money as well. Because how many places do you go to? I mean, I do it all the time, whether it's maybe, you know, another spa somewhere, and I don't really like to go to spas, so I always feel disappointed. Not just spas, but other places, because there's always something. But I think you learn from everything anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
So if something isn't done right or something's done amazingly, you can think, wow, you know, that was great, or I definitely want to make sure that doesn't happen. It's the same with restaurants, or I mean, I can't think where we've been lately, but we've said, oh my God, I think we went to a place in Brighton actually, and the service was, and they're meant to be an amazing sort of franchise of places and top end, and the service really did not reflect that, did it?
No,
it was such a letdown, wasn't it?
It was a letdown, and that's when you feel the value of the money, is that I'm spending all this money. If we had an outstanding customer service, that value of the money we'll not even look at it, because we'll be happy with the whole journey,
and we'd probably question going back somewhere like that because of that reason, wouldn't we? Because,
absolutely.
You know, and actually that's when it grates you even more if you don't mind spending good money if you can, and if it's worth it, and if you're valued. So if you're, you know, made to feel special and that you should be there.
Definitely.
So there's definitely something in that.
I think there's something in all of that. And also for me, when we first started the pandemic and we had the first ever lockdown, and I mean, my phone did not stop. It was literally, oh my God, what's going on? And everyone was so fearful. Customers going to come back? You know, what is furlough? We had to Google what's furlough. Literally, what does that mean? When are we getting paid? Oh my God, I need to have enough cash flow. And I think we it's very easy for us to forget how much you overcome already.
Yeah.
You've been riding that wave literally over the past few years.
Yeah.
You know, this is another wave, and if you survive that long and your mindset, your structure, your communication is key, you are more than likely to ride this one that's coming to us. So all you have to do now is press the subscribe button and join us every week for an Insight Chat.
And if you have any burning questions that we haven't yet answered, then just pop in the comments below or send us an email and we can include them in one of our weekly chats.
I've started this amazing community of like-minded salon owners to join us on a monthly basis with our Insight Chat subscription.
Yeah, on that chat as well, you'll also get access to lots of free downloads and content that can really support you in your business.
And thank you so much for listening.
And we'll see you next time.